Corneille Nangaa, the leader of the Congo River Alliance, EFCC, which includes the M23 Rebels, has confirmed the death of 11 persons and 65 others sustaining injuries when multiple bombs were detonated in the Congo city of Bukavu when mammoth crowds of Congolese residents gathered at a rally organized by the rebel groups after they took over the town earlier in February 2025, with the Congolese President, Felix Tshisekedi, describing the bombings as a terrorist attack committed by a foreign army currently on Congolese soil. Corneille Nangaa, while addressing reporters on Thursday evening after the attack, said that the bomb attack was orchestrated by President Felix Tshisekedi-led Congolese government, adding that both the attacker and the woman were among the 11 dead. According to Nangaa, in the video footage of the news briefing, 6 out of the 65 persons injured during the bomb blasts are in critical conditions in the hospital. The attack caused 11 deaths and verifications are underway. The author of the attack is among the victims. Corneille Nangaa, leader of the Congo River Alliance, EFCC, which includes the M23, told reporters during the press briefing, adding, "There are 65 injured, 6 of whom are seriously injured and are currently being treated in the operating room." The attack on Bukavu caused 11 deaths, including a woman and the perpetrator of the attack. He said that, "Following today's unfortunate incident, we are obliged to react." The incident occurred on Thursday when leaders of the M23 rebel group, including Nangaa, were meeting residents when the explosions occurred in the central part of Bukavu. Videos and photos shared on social media showed a very large crowd of people fleeing the mass rally in Bukavu and bloodied bodies on the ground. "We are accusing and condemning vigorously the criminal regime of Kinshasa, which just implemented its plan of exterminating civilian populations," EFCC said in a statement. This attack caused several deaths, including a few terrorists from Kinshasa and some injured. 2 of them were immediately apprehended by our services. "This cowardly and barbaric act will not be without consequences," it added. Meanwhile, Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi called the attack a heinous terrorist act that was perpetrated by a foreign army illegally present on Congolese soil, according to AFP International News Agency. It was gathered that the rebel leader, Nangaa, who addressed the mammoth crowd of people in Bukavu, had left the stage before the bombs were detonated. Bukavu is one of 2 key cities in the Kivu region seized in recent weeks by the M23 rebels, who UN experts claimed are backed by Rwandan forces. Kigali has repeatedly denied backing the rebels. A first explosion caused panic, sending spectators fleeing, before a second explosion rang out. Some reports suggest there was a third blast, according to local media. Nangaa had left Independence Square, where the meeting had taken place at the time of the explosions, according to AFP journalists at the scene. It would be recalled that the M23 Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has raised alarms that there are foreign syndicates in Nigeria building camps and recruiting Nigerians for global cryptocurrency fraud and other cybercrimes, just as the chairman of the commission, Ola Olukoyede, says the Anti-Corruption Commission will strengthen its collaborations with other law enforcement agencies to fight financial crimes to scale up the performance of Nigeria's economy. Details of the news as presented by the Public Relations Unit of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, reads below. Organized foreign fraud syndicates establishing cells in Nigerian cities. Olukoyede, the executive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Mr. Ola Olukoyede, has alerted Nigerians that organized foreign fraud syndicates are establishing cells in Nigerian cities and recruiting young Nigerians into serious organized cybercrimes, including cryptocurrency fraud. He made the disclosure in Abuja on Wednesday, February 26, 2025, while receiving participants of the Executive Intelligence Management course, EIMC 18 of the National Institute for Security Studies, NISS, led by the Director of Studies, Hyginus Ngele, to the Commission. Olukoyede expressed surprise on how bandits and insurgents are able to sustain their activities over the years, stressing that the flow of small arms and light weapons across our borders and the involvement of non-state actors in the illegal exploitation of minerals in parts of the country all compound the threats in the security landscape. Another dimension that is not given attention is the discovery, recently, that organized foreign fraud syndicates are establishing cells in Nigerian cities and recruiting young Nigerians into serious organized cybercrimes, including cryptocurrency fraud, he said. Speaking further, he stated that by virtue of EFCC's recent discovery, we are beginning to see the likelihood, the propensity that a lot of these people are into illegal importation of arms into the country using cryptocurrency as means of payment. And this is an area that must interest all of us. In the special operations we carried out in Lagos recently, we arrested 194 foreigners in the heart of Victoria Island. 194 of them, Chinese, Filipinos, Eastern Europeans, Tunisians and the like in one building at a time. You can imagine what these guys are doing, 194 of them. Some of them don't even have valid visas and most of the financial activities they carried out they did through cryptocurrency. Another thing that we discovered is that some of the foreigners we arrested were already ex-convicts in their countries. Some of them have been convicted and escaped from their countries and found safe haven in Africa, not only Nigeria. We discovered that they are also developing cells in some other African countries by virtue of the investigation we are carrying out, he said. The EFCC's boss called for spirited efforts at both national and continental levels to combat the menace of internet fraudsters, stressing that the money laundering and contrary to media speculations that the embattled Ukraine has reached an agreement with the United States. US-led President Donald Trump on the rare earth minerals deal required as exchange or economic benefits for the US to continue to assist the war-torn Ukraine with military aid against ongoing President Vladimir Putin-led Russian military destructions and bring peace to the country. The Ukrainian President, Volodymyr Zelensky, in a video press release on Wednesday night debunked the speculations, saying, the US and the Ukrainian teams have been working together in preparation for the negotiations on the terms of the economic deal this coming Friday in the US, signaling, no agreement has been reached yet. Zelensky in the video press release emphasized that for any meaningful peace deal to be reached, Europe must be involved in the negotiations and the peace deal must guarantee Ukraine territorial security from future Russia invasions and encroachments. In addition to the video press release posted on his verified X social media account, he also tweeted and stated thus, today, there has been a lot of international work. Our teams are working with the United States as we prepare for negotiations this Friday, the agreement with the US. The support of our country and people, peace and security guarantees are the key to ensuring that Russia can no longer destroy the lives of other nations. I will meet with the President of the United States, US. For me and for all of us in the world, it's important that US support is not stopped. Strength is needed on the path to peace. I am grateful to all the partners who continue to support us, and to all our people who believe in Ukraine. Some international news agencies had reported on Wednesday that the Ukraine and the US have reached an agreement on a framework for a broad economic deal that would include access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals, 3 senior Ukrainian officials said Tuesday, according to one of the world news networks. According to AP, the officials, who were familiar with the matter, spoke on the condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to speak publicly. One of them said that Kyiv hopes that signing the agreement will ensure the continued flow of US military support that Ukraine urgently needs. The agreement could be signed as early as Friday and plans are being drawn up for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to travel to Washington to meet President Donald Trump, according to one of the Ukrainian officials. Another official said the agreement would provide an opportunity for Zelensky and Trump to discuss continued military aid to Ukraine, which is why Kyiv is eager to finalize the deal. Trump, speaking to reporters in the Oval Office, said he'd heard that Zelensky was coming and added that, It's okay with me, if he'd like to, and he would like to sign it together with me. Trump called it a big deal that could be worth $1 trillion. It could be whatever, but it's rare earths and other things. We had reported that the United States President, Donald Trump, has said that if the war in Ukraine is not stopped now, it could lead or escalate to World War III, with the visiting French President, Emmanuel Macron, insisting that
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.